Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we are returning to Force Admiral, the upcoming game by Dry Dock Dreams Games and published by Microprose. This is the demo of this game, which is slated for release, I think, later this year. I think. Someone in the chat said May. That seems remarkably optimistic based on what we have so far in terms of the amount of content we've seen in the demo, but maybe there's a lot they held back. I don't know. What I can say is we're returning to this after having spotted the Japanese carriers. They just spotted us, by the way, but you can see here we are in the process of spotting the deck for a strike, which we will begin to take off in about 10 minutes off of both the Yorktown and the Lexington. If we go over to the, actually we're looking at the Lexington. If we go over to the Yorktown, we can see they are also in the process of spotting their deck. What is that little, there's a little globe thing on the inside of this elevator? That's pretty interesting. Huh. Nice little touch there that there's some artwork in there, but you can see these planes being spotted for the strike. If we go back to the strategic map here and we scroll out, we can see there's a Japanese plane which just overflew us. We had no cap to shoot it down. I don't think it would have made a difference. It still would have reported its findings, but our own spotting aircraft here, about 1 minute ago, they may be out of reach now, spotted a Japanese fleet. Nope, not there. If we go to, which search pattern was it? I don't even remember. I think it was this guy. No, was not. I think it was this guy. I don't know if he can still see anyone. He can apparently still see some. So he's still got eyes on Shokaku, but we spotted two Japanese carriers over here and this spot on the map. We spotted them before they spotted us, and they have yet to start turning into the wind. So that's good news for us. Our strike is planned based on them continuing south. So the longer they stay on that heading, the more likely our strike is to hit them. The moment they turn north, they're going to be going a direction opposite from where our strike is planning, and so that will influence our ability to hit them. So hopefully they continue heading south while we continue planning the strike, because I don't want my planes to fly right past them and miss them in the light. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and unpause this thing. So we got about 10 more minutes going until the strike starts. Nobody's taken any damage. Nobody's fired any shots yet, except maybe some anti-aircraft shots fired at the scouting planes. Ninja the Kickstarter says they list December 25 or January 26 for their pledge delivery dates. Okay. Yeah, so my assumption was that the game would be coming out late 25 based on what I've seen. I have not been told that. I have no inside information. That is just my perspective, that we probably have another 10 months or so of development. Now, maybe there will be some sort of early access release. You know, I don't know if they need... So the pledge drives are physical stuff, and so I don't know if they really, like, if you get a physical... I don't know. I don't know enough to know. I just know that my perception is based on where the demo's at. I assumed there was at least 6 months, maybe closer to a year left of development in this thing. But it does look pretty interesting so far, and we're going to get our first real carrier strike, for me anyway, in this game. Hopefully before the enemy shows up. But it's good that we're already in the process of spotting the deck, because you would assume the enemy would have to do something equal, and so that our two strikes may pass each other as you know, as we go out, they go out, and we pass each other in the night, or in the day, I guess. But, you know. Anyway, so this is continuing to occur. Got our two carriers here, working on it, working on getting their boys up. We've got some cruisers here in convoy with the task force, doing their thing. We got a nice, you know, early morning sun. It's 7 a.m., but the sun's nice and up here. So, yeah, I guess we could speed things along a little bit. I'm just curious how quickly the enemy's going to turn north. I hope not. I mean, we're still heading out of the wind while we spot the deck, so I'm hopeful they do the same. We've lost sight of everything except for a destroyer now. You can see the contact report now says it's a surface contact. I wish I could tell this guy, like, why are you still flying your route, dude? You spotted the enemy carriers. Just hover. You don't need to go to the end of your route. Just stay there and report back. There's no purpose to flying further. Is anybody else going to come across that path on the return flight? Search 5 might. I don't know that they can radio the strike inbound, though, because these guys may be coming back on their return flight, and they may spot the enemy if they've moved north. But I don't think they can radio the strike package to be like, hey, adjust your location, please. The enemy has adjusted course. But none of these other guys... I mean, I suppose we could have sent another scout up to just get an update. But it doesn't make a difference, because as far as I'm aware, there's no changing of course. Do I have plans for another Suzerain playthrough? Yeah, I'd like to play it again soon. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't kept up to date with all the updates. I have been hoping that we get more information about the Conformist, which is the next game in the Suzerain sort of universe. But I haven't really been paying too close attention to that. Yeah, I'd like to, they do have a storage section in this game, so I'm hopeful that maybe we'll get to see, like, ships run out of ammo. Like, I don't know that was really a thing in any of these battles. Aircraft carriers didn't carry a lot of torpedoes. They carried more bombs, but not a lot of torpedoes for their aircraft. But the aircraft took such high casualties in their strikes, it pretty much never became an issue, at least for the American ones. I don't know if it was ever an issue for the Japanese ones. I am multi-streaming, Finish. We are on YouTube as well. So we got about 50-ish folks watching on each channel. I started multi-streaming because of Wolfpack the other day. He was multi-streaming, and I was like, you know what? There's no reason for me not to for a time, until maybe like a year and a half ago or so. Twitch did not allow Twitch partners to multi-stream, and then they removed it. But I thought they only removed it so that you could like multi-stream to TikTok, but not YouTube. And then they more recently said, hey, yeah, whatever. This is obviously futile. We'll let you restream to whatever. Also, if I was the CAG, I would be doing the forward elevator too, not just the rear elevator. I know it might pose problems trying to sneak the aircraft back here, but that would seem to be a faster way to spot your aircraft. But anyway, Wolfpack does set the trends, doesn't he? Everybody loved his introductory style for his videos, where he does the little, like, cinematic introduction. A lot of people do that now. I do not. I thought about it, but I generally just do more straight Let's Plays. But many people do. Many fine people do, and I think it largely started due to Wolfpack. By the way, is this guy, like, not spotting anybody anymore? Like, these aircraft just seem to be sitting here on the Yorktown. What are they? Oh, never mind. I guess one just came up. It seemed like nobody was moving on the deck for a good long while. Or no, I'm thinking of Saratoga. Or, sorry, Lexington, not Saratoga. She is a Saratoga class. Oh, she's turning into the wind, boys! Okay. Heading into the wind to commence operations. Does that mean you guys are going to, like, get these aircraft ready for action? Alright, let's speed things along a little bit. Thank you very much for the resub. Appreciate it. Was that Red October? Chats are not combined. That is actually against Twitch rules. So I can see everything through the Restream app. So I can see and respond to all you fine people. But unfortunately, I can't put an overlay for you to see all the chat in one place. Okay, so we're turning into the wind. We definitely lost sight of the enemy carriers by now, right? Yeah, last report was they were still heading south, but... So what are they going to do with these fighters up front, like, blocking the way? Are they going to move them? Drop their wings? What are they going to do? Maybe those are the escorts for the raid, but I don't know. Take off in 5 minutes. I guess we'll find out. Hey, from the UK. Good to see you, Penny. Oh, Finn, you made the jump. You jumped over to YouTube too, huh? Okay. I hear the engines revving up. Still not sure what they're doing with that. Let's see here. Which one's going first? Oh, boy. Good old Yorkie. Yorkie's ready. Can I just say one thing I miss? I don't miss. I wasn't there, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But from just an aesthetic point of view, I know angled flight decks. Oh, there goes the first plane of the strike. Angled flight decks, they make a whole lot of sense, right? Oh, it's not even the first. There's already one off. But can we just be honest? There's something fucking awesome about a flight deck just stacked full of aircraft. Nose to ass, for lack of a better phrase. But there's just something fucking awesome about just a wall of aircraft taking up the whole deck. I know, like, oh, well, then you can't land. Yes, I understand that. It still looks freaking awesome. I feel like at this point there's not a lot else I can do. I can scramble the remaining fighters we have on deck. That's about the only thing I have left in my control. That's one thing I'm curious about, how this game balances those factors, because it's really cool from a planning a scouting perspective, planning a raid point of view. But this game does feel like it kind of plays itself maybe a little too much, because effectively once the aircraft are gone, I guess you could change the direction of the task force. You can adjust the formation, but like you don't actually do a whole lot, at least in the demo version of the game. And I could see that being a good thing or a bad thing, depending on your perspective, right? Like most games treat you to the sense of you're a god and now you do everything. But in reality, you know, most commanders of air groups and fleets and task forces don't do as much on a micro level as players do in a game, because they have staffs for stuff like that. They have other, officers to do things like that. So if CV2 is the Lex, anyone know which one was CV1? Langley, I believe. But I think that was already said. Did they use Langley at all in World War II? Was it just used? Was it a, I don't know why I thought one of them was used as like a float plane tender, wasn't it? In the Philippines and like sunk? Or maybe I'm getting that confused with somebody else. Are you used to War on the Sea where you control the aim of the dive bombers and the surface combatants? Well, so War on the Sea is different because you have much more, there's probably not going to be a big focus on surface actions in any of the battles included in this game. And so like War on the Sea, you at least have to move task forces around and open fire and turn radars on and things like that. So like there's a lot more micro in War on the Sea. I don't know that that's better. I'm not trying to say that that's actually a preferred approach for a game. I'm just speaking from a what do people used to. Also, this carrier doesn't look like anyone's taking off from it yet. What is going on? It's like it's got a foul deck because of the planes up front, but is nobody actually taking off? Alright, so actually there is a bug here where Yorktown doesn't launch, or sorry, Lexington doesn't launch any of her aircraft. There's some sort of flight deck bug. It seems to be, I'm not really sure what the cause is. I tried loading and restarting. It didn't fix it. I didn't want to restart the whole scenario because we'd already done the first hour of this in the previous video. And it is sort of an intermittent issue I've been running into as I play the demo. So unfortunately, we're only going to go in with one carrier today. I don't want to try to redo it continually. I actually did this mission twice last night on live stream and Twitch. And the first time I had this issue, I reloaded, still had the issue, and then I went ahead and played a new scenario. The Japanese found me first. My interceptors did a great job, and then on my counter-strike, I had the same issue. So seems to be something that's intermittent on the demo. Again, it's a beta demo, so keep that in mind. It is free. I would expect them to polish something like this out before the full release, which I assume we're talking later this year. But there's a pretty cool carrier strike that occurs in this video. So I do want to continue this video, continue this Let's Play episode, and we will see how things play out here shortly. So let's go ahead and jump ahead a little bit after I did some troubleshooting and see how things play out. We will go ahead with the strike here off the Yorktown, and hopefully it won't matter that we've got a deck full of aircraft on the Lexington. So these guys are flying to the target. We'll go ahead and speed things up a little bit.
Romeo, Red Leader, Bulky, Vector 2.
All right, go shoot down the enemy spotter.
Angels 10 plus.
Should we watch the dogfight, such as it is? He's climbing. But down here, no, those are the ships. Good Lord, I would not have good enough eyes to be a pilot. I'm assuming he's around here somewhere. Oh, there he is. Down here in the clouds. Hey, they manned general quarters again. And anti-aircraft defense is manned, but it's a float plane. You can see here the enemy over here is a float plane. He's doing a little bit of maneuvering here to try and avoid. He's also got a tail gunner, I think. I think I saw some shots coming in. I don't know that I want to play fleet defense in this game entirely, just because, I mean, I don't know, but I do feel like sometimes the one time I would want to take control is for shooting down enemy scouts. I hear bullets, but I don't know if they're me. If I do a... Yeah, okay. That's me. All right, we got him. We shot the enemy scout down. He already reported our position before, but we got him. I don't know if it's possible to watch him go down. Not sure. Don't see him. All right, so that guy's dead. And our aircraft are headed toward the enemy fleet. Big head, I guess. AI planes are... They could do a better job of dogfighting, for sure. All right, let's speed things along. Hey, we've been detected by the enemy air search asset. Again. Darn. Maybe the first report for sure knew we were a carrier. But I guess we'll find out what happens with our own strikes that are going in. We've got a single squadron of torpedo bombers, 2 squadrons of dive bombers, and I think 7 escort fighters. So... I wasn't trying to set up a cap and a strike simultaneously. I was holding my fighters back for scrambling, but in spotting the deck, the Lexington, for whatever reason, had a bunch of fighters forward, and I think that clogged up the works. Anywho, 8 o'clock, 8:20 almost. And the fighter, or the strike is still going forward. It looks like the dive bombers might be gaining on the torpedo bombers. They all look pretty much in the same formation, at least on this map. If I go to, here, air, wrong strike. One thing, can I just say, let's slow things down. One thing I think is absolutely gorgeous about this game is the scale of strikes. Just look at this. Fucking awesome. If we had 2 carriers worth, it would be even better. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. But to just have like a sky full of planes, that's fucking awesome. So few games do scale right. Even like, if you like War on the Sea, fine, whatever. But like, War on the Sea does not do scale for airstrikes all that well. Maybe more so for the attack. I don't know. It's just, I remember the scale being really off, even in that game. But it's gorgeous to see. What is this? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. 24 aircraft plus 1 trail back here. And what you can't see, or you can maybe, depending on how good your eyes are, there's another section back here in this clouds. In the clouds back there. Just looks so good. Just look at that. Where are dive bombers anyway? Are they up around here? Oh yeah, the dive bombers are the ones in trail. So you got the dive bombers up ahead. You got the torpedo bombers in trail back here. So maybe they won't die. Maybe the dive bombers will take the heat. I guess we'll see. But it all looks pretty sweet. All right. They are getting closer to the turnaround point. I don't know how well they'll search, because presumably the enemy's turned into the wind, which will mean that they're facing... They may be turned away from us. So hopefully my aircraft, as they get closer, will search somewhat. Oh, is this a new spotting? Visual. Contact. Heading north? No. Where are they? Those are presumably the bad guys. They haven't been identified as such yet, but... Alright, now they are. Give me a little bit better intel on it. Tell them that you see the carriers. That's not just the escorts. They're kind of, their heading is... Oh, okay. So we've spotted them. There's carriers. Alright, 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 alright. Are those my fighters? Oh, that's a 0. Where are my fighters? I've got 7 escorts. That's not many, but... Whoa, why are they way low? Maybe they got pulled down by enemy fighters? So maybe these guys are all diving around because they're dogfighting back there? Not really sure. Let's see the enemy carriers. Are their decks clear or not that? Or are they still lining up to... They're spotting. Yes! Yes! They're spotting. That means the aircraft... Or maybe these are actually fighters that are scrambling. Oh, these might be Zeros scrambling. No, they look like they've got their twin... They're... No, darn. They're Zeros. Okay. So they're scrambling Zeros, maybe? Do we have the other aircraft carrier on site yet? Oh no, they are spotting, because those are definitely... Those are green. So those are their torpedo bombers? Those are Kates? So they're spotting for a strike. They have not yet sent their strike out. So that's good. Can we hit them? Guys, survive and dive bomb. Let's get them, boys. Well, if our boys can make it through the whatever cap the enemy might have up, Maybe our handful of fighters can keep the enemy off me. I only see 2 enemy fighters attacking. Nobody's shot down yet. Cross fingers for a bit, yeah. Formation's not quite as tight. These guys going down for the attack. I really don't... I can't move around this map. So maybe they did send a strike in. It was only the one carrier that had sent it and the other hadn't yet. I'm not sure because this carrier looks like it's just scrambling more fighters. But the other one definitely was lining up with some Kates and... these guys, clearly, they have not sent... At the very least, they haven't sent a full strike. But they've definitely sent some. Where are my... How far out are we from striking? Someone got shot down. Oh no, the torpedo bombers! Oh, he's doomed. Doomed, I say. Doomed. Thank you for the gift. Thank you for the gift sub there, sir. Poor, poor torpedo bombers. Well, the script is on. About to ditch. One torpedo bomber still alive. Actually, there's 4. These guys, too. Flak. These fighters are still engaging the enemy. I'm assuming those enemy fighters are coming up, so I'd really like my dive bombers to get down on the enemy formation. How far back are they? This guy's been shot up a bit. Still has his bomb on board. Come on, guys. You got to get to the frickin' target. They're scrambling a whole wing of fighters. You're going to be screwed if you don't get in there soon. Flak's over here, so they're banking toward the target, I guess. Going for a 0. Looked like the enemy was about to dive down on these 3 torpedo bombers. Here they come, lining up behind us. We're still a good deal away from any attacking ship. Get him, tail gunner! Get him! Looks like there's... I think that's the F4 that's trying to help, maybe? A few puffs of flak. There's a flat top on the right. No! That's gotta suck if you see your torpedo fly ahead of your plane. Alright, someone... Where's the damn... Honestly, at this point, I would just, like, make a run on a ship. I don't even care which... Oh, no. Wingman. Wingman, no! Alright, so we are going to lose the entire torpedo bomber section. They're down here getting shot at. Torpedo bomber's still cruising toward the... Or dive bomber's still cruising toward the target. Mostly intact by the looks of it. He's the only torpedo bomber left. Oh man, he is barely above the dirt. You're gonna collide with the frickin' water. What are you doing? I know you fly low, but not like that. And he crashed. Just en route to target, just crashed. No damage that I can see, just crashed. Oops. Alright, well, it's up to you, dive bombers. What do we got up here? Let's check the, no sign of enemy attackers yet. Are we banking toward the target? What are we doing here, guys? Looks like there's a flat top somewhere. All these say bombing target. He was thirsty and decided to get a drink. Was that flak that just ripped through this bomber? I don't see any enemy aircraft. I see a flat top through the clouds. I'm assuming the first section will bomb first. So it should be the section led by Kuba. We're all lined up straight as an arrow, ready to all nose over simultaneously. Might be actually more fun to follow the aircraft behind them, so you can watch the one in front bomb. But here we go. We're right over them. Nose over should be soon. Here it goes. Here we go, boys. Diving down into the ground. This is the one that hasn't launched its strike yet. Bombs away! They look behind. Yeah, they're behind. Come on, did nobody hit? Oh my goodness. That's a lot of water spouts. Tell me someone... Oh, we got one hit over here. Another group must have hit the other carrier. Would have been nice to hit the carrier preparing for the strike. But at least we got a hit on the rear of this carrier. She's ablaze. Actually, this one must have been preparing for a strike too, because there's a bunch of green aircraft on the back of this one. Boom! Did everybody bomb already? Any other strikes? I think everybody dropped. Doesn't anybody have any bombs left? These pilots are trash. It is Coral Sea, guys. They're not the most experienced. So the only problem with this scenario is now that my other carrier's flight deck is foul and I can't do anything about it. Like, if I had another strike that came in here, they'd be toast. If we had another 20 dive bombers dropping in, 30 dive bombers dropping in, I'd feel real good. As it is, I mean, we got one on fire. I think I'm hearing some secondary explosion. Oh, no, that's anti-aircraft. Never mind. But either way, this does not look pretty. Like this, that looks like a Vietnam helo about to get pushed over the side. That does not look like a pretty situation. Okay. So I'm assuming, now that I'm looking at it, so this guy's on fire with green aircraft on it. Where's the other carrier? This guy also started to spot. So I'm assuming there's no strike that's been launched yet, although certainly these guys could. I would think this one will not be launching any strikes for at least a little bit. Even though they probably could take off the front. It's got the rear flight deck is disabled, so I don't know if they'll launch a strike in that situation. You can see here the damage reported on the carrier. It's got level 2 out of 4 damage, 2 out of 4 fire, 1 out of 4 flooding. Steering is jammed, so she is not going anywhere. Propulsion, 75%. This is the only scenario for the demo right now. But yes, presumably as the war goes on, the American crews get more experienced. Japanese, probably less so. Yeah, they do have a battle generator in the demo too. So now what? So those guys launched. What if I just try and launch 2 fighters? Well, could it maybe clear my deck? No strike aircraft selected. What if I scramble the Lexington? Will anything happen then? This may be slightly foolish, because if the enemy did launch a strike, then I'm toast, but will it do anything if I scramble them?
Romeo, Red Leader, many bogies. Vector 050, 18 miles. Angels medium.
Many bogeys. Oh no! They did launch a strike. Well, I guess it's a good thing I'm ordering these guys to scramble. Scramble! But if we can't get the guys off the deck of the Lexington, she be in trouble. So Yorktown's going to start bringing her fighters up. I'm assuming my scramble order doesn't do anything for the Lex. I had hoped that if we ordered the fighters in the front of the deck to take off, they would.
Romeo, many bogies. Vector 060, 60 miles. Angels high.
Nope. Damn it! Well, shoot. Mission recovery. You guys, your strike didn't even take off. So how many?
Romeo, blue leader, many bandits. Vector 060, 30 miles.
All right, fighters. So we got 5 fighters up to scramble. I should probably slow things down. Wait, did they all get shot down already? What? Well, shoot. Now we're really in trouble. Okay. Guess we're gonna lose this one. I don't know. When I scrambled in the raid the other day when I played it, my fighters did a decent enough job of beating them off. Like, we took damage, but they did a little bit of work. Torpedo bombers incoming! You can see them coming in this way, over here. I wish there was a better way to select the enemy. I would like to... Hard over!
Enemy bomber shot down.
Who did they shoot at? Who did they drop their fish at? Was it at the Yorktown or the Lex? Flak and AA it is. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be very effective at stopping an enemy attack. Alas. Dive bombers must be coming too. You can see them shooting direct up. The torpedoes must be slow as hell though, because no explosions yet, and I assume we didn't dodge them all. The question is, when are the bombs going to come trailing down now that we're shooting straight up?
Enemy bomber shot down. Enemy aircraft hit. He's going down.
Boom! Direct hit on the Yorktown's rear near the elevator. Several near misses. Yorktown is a fire, however.
Enemy bomber shot down.
Several misses on the Lexington. There's a hit amidships. Didn't start a fire, though. A lot of near misses on the Lexington. Looks like the Lexington is the main target. I don't know, Hauser. I don't know if time compression... We're not using compression now, but obviously we did at the start of the fight. I don't know if time compression impacts the actual combat results. So were there 2 bomb hits? I see for sure 2 bomb craters on the Lex. So damage according to this is light. Damage on the Yorktown is slightly worse. Light damage, light fire. Lexington with light damage, no fire. Although there's probably another round of enemy dive bombers coming in by the looks of it. Of course, with my deck fouled and the inability to get rid of these aircraft on the deck, probably not going to see another strike launched by me. More near hits off the front of the Yorktown. They can put the fire out. Those didn't quite look like dive bomber attacks, though, so much as they did almost like a glide bombing. They were coming in kind of a medium altitude. It didn't look like they were coming straight down like the previous attack. Thank you for the resub, by the way. But let's see here. If we use the space bar, does this? I clicked on it. No. Camera controls are a little frustrating at times. I hope they polish that for the final build. Like, I'd like to just be able to press a button and just jump me to the next visual enemy, and I don't find a way to do that. You can click on an aircraft when you can see it, but that's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. Like, I've done it, but... Anyway. Ooh. I didn't try the camera angles controls from the ship here. I guess maybe on a cruiser, not as exciting. There I was, in the middle of the Battle of the Coral Sea on the 8-inch gunned cruiser. Watching. Just sitting on top of the aft turret. So yeah, Lexington would be pretty good to launch a strike, I think. Her flight deck looks like it's... it says disabled, but that's the hangar. Damage on the elevator, but nothing's disabled. Those craters are buff out. But those planes are just stuck there. Shoot. Do you think during recovery it would put them back down on the bottom of the deck? Would they like... Let's see. I wonder if they'll clear the deck on recovery. And they do not clear the deck on recovery, so unfortunately that is the situation that we find ourselves in. This is roughly... We replayed the episode, but nothing super dramatically different in that
Another enemy
play.
strike
So
incoming.
I think we'll end this episode
2+.
here.
Maybe those are
Maybe we'll
friendlies.
try the battle
Nope,
generator in another episode. Let me know if you want to see more of this. It's a beta demo, so keep that in mind. You know, obviously it needs some polishing, but you can be the judge of that. You can jump in and play it on Steam. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Leave your thoughts below. And until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you very much for watching.
Any
But since I
chance to
can't
clear
launch
the
another
deck
strike with
on
my
this
one
part?
carrier, and we've got to wait for everything to get all reset up, I'd frankly, I would rather just maybe play this again, maybe edit and polish it more so you could kind of see two carriers
such
in
as it is.
action perfectly, but
cancel
not
the
for
nav
this
strike as
episode,
far as
not
I
for
can
this
tell.
stream. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, this is
Can't
the
do it from
Historical
here.
Gamer saying thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I'm out. Bye-bye.
Unless